See what's in store.
Deep breaths. SEN on the defense, Fnatic on the attack. We've got two of the best players so far in this tournament, now head-to-head. Zekken leading the fray, of course, and Durka, and in identical roles. The little switch here of the composition from Sentinels could put Fnatic on the back foot. Certainly shocked the desk a touch. And now we wait and see, has the prep gone out the window? A Fnatic now left wanting more, but patient beginnings.
Sentinels giving up that A site and the B site, looking to do that mid-collapse, which means we're probably going to see a 5-man, 5 versus 5 retake, unless Sentinels tries to press the issue a little bit early here. They have lots of characters with flashes. They have the KO, the Gecko, and the Paranoia from TenZ, but here comes the 5 versus 5. Smokes are down for the attackers in a few more seconds here, and the retake is going to be on.
But the first blood is drawn by Hero. Now, patience being shown again from SEN. Cautious steps forward, trying to clear through by elbow. You can see where the vast majority of Fnatic sit.
Two flashes ready.
They're waiting for it. First contact made. Site being swarmed. Sentinels looking for a body to drop, and the shots aren't landing this time. It's John QT to answer back. They've got sight, but they don't know about Hero. Pressure from the back lines. 3 for him, eyeing up his 4th. And John QT can only dodge for so long. Fnatic with the first. Just classics now for Sentinels. See what they can achieve.
And a similar start to the last round, or setting up mainly for that mid-fight to re-clear. They have just classics here, so waiting potentially for Fnatic to start maybe looking through middle, getting Boaster involved in that position, Hero as well. They've done these splits, they've done these inserts before, but right now Fnatic's not going for it. First round it's A, second round it's B, and another 5 versus 5 retake is going to be on the horizon here. Sentinels in a position, if they want to, they can flood out quickly.
They're looking to maybe springboard off contact here, but Alpha standing on guard. That's Zekken gone and TenZ. SEN now down to 3. Again, it is just classic, so they're looking to do any sort of damage they can. Not finding that right now, and Alpha and Chronicle, clean work. Let's get the ball rolling here. It's been a tough start for them. And it's Hero to take the first glance up towards top mid. Contact now, kind of on both fronts.
And here comes the middle advancement that Fnatic likes to do. Sentinels was trying to set up for it in the previous rounds. It never came, but this is the round. Durka, Boaster, both slipping the net. They're trying to do a split on B site.
But the high-low setup in market could still find masses of value. You look at Zekken, you look at John QT. Zekken in a wonderful position, but a very uncharacteristic missed shot. And Alpha takes it with both hands. The crunch coming in now. Wrap it around. Zelsis in trouble. Oh my god, so much trouble. Who the hell is this Fnatic? Because SEN unable to find their footing. I'm a little surprised, as I thought that nice little setup in market could have really rewarded Sentinels here, but no, it's down to the last two who aren't really encouraged to go for this now.
That high-low setup, Sentinels is looking very static at the moment, sitting in this, waiting for something, almost as if they sat there preparing for this map from Fnatic, looking at what they do and trying to maybe do a mind game, an anti-strat, and not really playing as loose and nimble as we come to expect them when they try to know exactly what's going on and they try to get ahead of it, try to 1 versus 5 these attacks, but right now, sticking to their guns, sticking to the setup.
Nice. Good done. Nice for Sassy there. Good for him to start the ball rolling as well. Just feel out the game, feel like you can have a bit of impact. And of course, he gets to keep the rifle. The other 3 now, this was the bonus for Fnatic. We'll probably want to keep these. There's not too much of a need to chase. You've got to look at Durka as well. Showstopper. And again, it will always be a reminder that Sentinels, no matter the scoreline, are never quite down and never quite out. This time, that's what we're talking about. Sassy with a quick 2 in middle. Already doing so much damage, catching them by tiles, it gives them a huge advantage. However, unrecoverable weapons, that would have been lovely to get to hand, maybe supplement the 2 remainders that they had left over. Again, Zelsis, John QT, and Zekken still on those sheriffs, but it's TenZ on the corner. Boaster potentially on the chopping block. TenZ going to respect that and fall back step by step.
Keeping in mind here that 3 players from Sentinels have sheriffs. They only have those 2 vandals, and if Hero gets his hat off, he can get the information. This 3v5 is winnable. Right now, it's a 3 versus 4 in the A site.
Oh, TenZ again, another step back. Not getting what he wanted, but feeling brave enough to go back in. And that's why. Big pickup on Alpha there. And now they throw the roll. Sassy in unison. This is what Sentinels needed. As Hero gets caught. Sentinels.
It's going to go for the same types of play.
Let's see. We haven't really seen Zelsis tested too early here. He's generally had B main to an extent. Going to fall away from that. Look towards market. Very deep positioning. Alpha one off from his ult here. High focus towards top middle coming out from Sentinels.
Very early Thrash to re-clear the space, thinking that Fnatic was going somewhere.
I was looking at Zekken then, it looked like he was getting really interested through market, maybe taking a glance to clear behind the ult, but sees nothing with this.
That's the problem with this composition. Once you use that knife on that KO, it's all on the Gecko. Dizzy or Thrash, those are the only abilities to get information. There's no darts or drones or prowlers like most other teams run on this map. Take two, he sees three, so they know that Fnatic was leaning towards A, but still with a minute on the clock, Fnatic could decide to go somewhere else. It's very difficult for Sentinels to be able to break this setup right now.
It's tricky. A little bit of Cypher utility now spread across as well over towards A. Ten's weighing on top.
Showstopper in play for Gecko as well. Once they get close at that elbow area, they have this Rolling Thunder as well for that post plant. If they get into the site for free here, this is going to be safe from Alpha, and as soon as Sentinels starts to flood in, Alpha's going to pop that in reaction.
But we're getting low on time. And if Tens can take a player down! Oh, so close. Look at the HP on Dirk. He's down to 2. Tens almost had him out of the air, but has to back away as the site will now be under Fnatic control. They need a plant here, which they should get. And you look at the post here. Does Sen pick up the pace? Do they look to pressure now? The Paranoia came in, the Flash went through, and the Boom Bot, but they found nothing for it yet. I'm looking at the Lurk as well. John QT's position could be divine. Let's wait though, as already Dirk are going to find Tens controlling the site for a second with 2! And he's back on it now! You've got the ult coming through, Sussy sends out Dizzy, John QT, the Lurk comes in perfectly! As Alpha left in a 1v4, he's been found! The IGL taking the reins here, John QT leading by example. Example of these two teams, you let Fnatic kind of paint their picture first, but Sentinels just ripping down the canvas. As soon as the momentum starts, the pendulum swings so heavily for them. And a very different look to begin with here as well. Looking at Tens getting proactive, Zekken getting proactive over towards A. And willing to challenge behind the one-way. And we can see where Fnatic are residing. Durka and Alpha just around the corner. Tens will show his position. Force Fnatic to have to invest util now to re-clear this space.
Still inside.
Actually, hold on, there's commitment! Zekken swings off the back of the Paranoia. And that is a devastating duo to be holding that push up on A. Lovely synergy, and they've done well to get the first.
Stalled out, 1 minute remains on the clock. Fnatic can't break through A. They've used so much as well. They've used a drone in that position. They've used stun, a flash. Now they're down their duelists as well. Looking to pivot over towards B, but Sentinels, they staved that off with just 2 players. Their main defense is towards that B side. They got the trips there. They've got the triangle setup.
I feel like John QT's getting such a good read of this as well. That camera is going to give away the game.
Boaster through middle. Is he going to catch Zekken here?
Well, timing is everything, Boaster.
Oh!
It wasn't pretty, but it will get the job done.
Heroes walked out B as well.
It's Alpha, though, to get the reward. He's still pushing through. The site under contest. Hero getting further than maybe they'd expect, but market is still an issue. Sen have bodies here. Alpha not completely clean on the cross, and John gonna catch him. Hero trying to work forward. It's Boaster with 1, and now down to the 1v1. But with 8 seconds, there's solo on time, and the mosh. Hero has to go through it. He gets it, and he's gonna get the plant. Sussy isn't gonna be able to swing in time. Spikes down, but is he ready for the fight?
The cage.
It's perfect to give him a moment of respite. Spotting the cam and spotting the player. Sassy, the one to set this in motion, sets them up to draw the scoreline all even.
Yeah, and they haven't been taking B main by force yet. It's all been towards middle on this like 20-second into the round interval. Market door closed. Sentinels is giving up middle. They have that full control over A again. Chronicle, a solo push off this area. This is a fake though.
Yeah, but that could have been scary, though. You saw that instantly Sassy had to turn around and support. Again, it looked like he wanted to go back towards top middle, but the timing on the owl drone forcing him to stay committed. Still, the cam towards top middle, John QT can keep a beat on if anyone is slipping through. You can see them trying to eye it up. Durka looking for it.
Sassy.
Post is there. Sassy almost shutting down on one. Zekken looking for a body. Can't get it. It's Chronicle to connect. So the mid-fight continuing. And do they re-aggress here, Sen?
Not enough util. Fnatic.
John QT gets overwhelmed, he gets run over. I thought he could have stopped this divide now invested. Zelsis? You're a brave boy, Zelsis. He's going back in for more. He won seconds. One attempt wasn't enough. Working at the back of the Dizzy. I don't think they know he's here. Zelsis with the opportunity to do some serious damage.
Wait a minute.
And he's doing it. Back-to-back impact. But a 1v3, he'd have to go
Chronicle
for an ace. He's read Chronicle's position. Zelsis is absolutely reading this, but the timing not there. Chronicle.
A little bit sporadic here, but we're seeing the off-up now on Zekin. The first time we're seeing it this game.
We haven't seen too much of the operator making impact, at least in some of the previous series. Nice to see it lent on early here. Maybe an answer to what they believe Fnatic are trying to do.
Right here.
Focusing on posting up Zekin over towards market thus far and keeping track over towards middle. It's been a constant pressure point for Fnatic. Zelsis just shouldering the angle. It's a very slow and steady start. Fnatic trying to stay relatively unchecked on. And Zelsis not going to get a glimpse on Durka until now. Spotted and still with his life. Durka then just lets go. He goes for it. Takes site control. John QT, Zelsis towards that CT side. Flash goes in, any swing, no. Again, hindered, halted, ults coming through. They're trying to find these players towards CT. Nothing to connect so far. Still 5 alive on both sides.
Still no spike plant, 40 seconds, but the gap is closing right now. Saucy is on the backlines in the market, but now that the ultimate's gone from KO, abilities are back online for the attackers.
They want to secure the cross though. There's still threat to this. Tens, Saucy, both here. Pain Shell is perfect. It's going to do so much. Force them away. Alpha gets the fight and he gets the kill as well. Plant now in play. Durka defending. Takes away Tens. But it's Zekin with the impact through on CT. Looking to re-clear. That's the third. This could be magic for that man. But it's Chronicle still alive. Zelsis takes another. But a 1v2. Chronicle the hero from before. But can he don the cape again? Reposition, they're staying close. Sentinel's taking no risks here, but a fair fight found for John QT. Trade in place again. The leader, the captain, closing out the round, and we're back all even.
These rounds are coming down to the...
A little bit of a different beginning. It'll be Zekin noted first. Operator changing hands over towards Tens now. And it's Fnatic focusing towards that B main approach, leaving just Boaster split through towards tiles. We can see if they take the space towards A main again.
And a shift up of Fnatic's opening. They've not really been using B all game until this round and the start of the last round as well, usually towards middle, towards A. Here, fully ignoring it. They have that space at B main, trying to shock out whatever trips are here to potentially cause an overreaction from Sentinels or soften it up so they can end with a B split later in the round. But eyeing up that A main, they want to come back. They want to re-clear this. It's Tens this time with the operator. He's on this deep line. He's got backup this time with Saucy.
Time for brilliance. And an opportunity missed there. A very heads-up jump on the corner just to make sure. They've now identified to the operator is here. And this is enough to send them away.
Boaster and Hero just with classics right now. It's so imperative that Fnatic find a way to group up right now and play together. The trades are going to be so difficult to get into play with these classics, but here it's the market split. They were trying to set this up earlier, trying to shock the trips early. Boaster and Chronicle. And he gets the kill with the...
Okay, the classic, and it's the Bulldog this time? John QT has been stalwart in approach of holding that B site. Chronicle gets the better of Zelsis. Tens can't even get a second in the round, leaving Saucy, who was probably identified over towards that A site very early on. They get a beat on his new position here towards market. His options have pretty much gone here. And as if that's how they stick the landing, Josh, I didn't see that's how Fnatic was going to get back in with a classic kill and a Bulldog on B site.
Yeah, it's like
I'll see.
Well, won't be a flawless round.
No.
Not again. Saucy trying to save his rifle again. This is the second time that he'd be going for it, but...
Come in with, but we're seeing Zelsis. Maybe set up second here, but showing early interest towards B main. Going to keep Fnatic having to cautiously clear, invest utility to force this man away. And he deserves the respect after the performance he's put in. Oh, flash and a re-clear again, but we know that Fnatic are willing to run the clock down, but he is going to continue to test their mettle.
Full group towards B main. Fnatic looking like they want to punish the next re-aggress coming in from Sentinels, expecting potentially a pop flash from that KO and a re-aggress, but it's not going to come in. And now they peel off. But the way that they're staying in these positions, both are controlling middle, they're leaving Hero and Dirk both towards B main. It looks like it's a fake re-clear towards A. They've done this before with that drone, but they'll have to flash the stun as well. But Sentinels creeping into middle, getting down. Both are...
Okay, I didn't see that one coming. He was clean with
more.
it. Yeah, and he's read it correctly. There are 2 more plays. The timing, he looks away! And then we put to bed, put to his grave. They've got a good read on this, and there comes Chronicle! This man's impact is off the charts. The hat ult as well should reveal a lot of information. This could be the go signal for Durka to take some space. You're looking at the vast majority of Sentinels trying to focus up towards market, slip away towards CT,
space
find
created.
a bit of safety.
Chronicle up middle. It's just the camera to spot him, but he's not going to pop that camera at this stage in the round. Chronicle.
But they've got to buy time. They still have to keep them present here, keep them locked in towards market. Durka and Alpha in unison. And now you got to look for the lurk here. Chronicle can now pull the trigger. He can get closer. They're none the wiser. They have no idea of the creeping death behind. No way! Outrageous! And if John QT's alive, is there hope? The 1v1 between the young gun and the IGL of dreams.
The camera on the spike, though, as soon as John QT taps that, he's going to get tagged by the camera, and Hero will have a perfect opportunity to spam him. There's no way.
There's no time. The young gun might have just outdone him here. John QT is normally on for it, but it doesn't matter. The time is gone, and Fnatic stretch their lead. Consecutive rounds. We've got a couple of ults here. Alpha's online, as is Chronicles. You do have Zekken with a showstopper, Stinger in hand, and, well, to say the least, it's a stack. 4 players from Sentinels. Going for a deeper look here. Zekken just turns away. There was a play around here. You know what's in hand. I mean, I don't know if that was worth it for Chron. Gonna let that fade away.
That's a big investment from Sentinels. They're showing their hand as well. B site is wide open for the taking. Fnatic cannot miss this timing. Right now, it's just a couple of trips for that push through from Fnatic to push into spawn, to push into market. But they don't need to do that. They got that rolling thunder. They can play out of the site once they get that spike planted. But Sentinel's already in position to come and deny this plant. The Alpha.
And look at Sarsi though. He's crept further forward. They don't know about Sarsi. And you gotta know about this man. 10 kills already. He's dead. Hero holds the line. And now John QT and Zeltis' options become near on null. Durka gonna be hungry for this. He's going hunting. He's having his dinner. John QT once again last alive and very few options. It's time to back away.
And again, sticking to the theme of the game, Fnatic pick up another round, 4 alive on the board, and John QT has to save again. This is the 3rd or 4th time Sentinels has to do a save. Saucy was in a couple of those situations, trying to recover that rifle for the following round, because if you look at their credits, basically nothing. Full control is Team Fnatic, and I'm pretty sure Chronicle is also either on Hunter's Fury or close to it, where he can have it in this next round. The combo with the Alpha's Rolling Thunder as well is going to be very tough to deal with, and Sentinels, they've shown some grit in some of these rounds with some of the retake.
I'd say the very least. A fragging IGL through and through, but Boaster so far in a very strong grip on this game. Looks like a 3-2 split here. Early pressure towards Zekken. Speaking of pressure, that doesn't apply as Zekken gets a new lease of life. You can't get the follow-up on Boaster. Speaking about fragging IGLs, it's Boaster at the helm this time. 2 for him, but John QT has his number. Keeps him in a level situation, 3v3, but the retakes have been difficult, and Hero feeling confident. That's why. Claims another man. It's Tenz and Sarsi. The duo over towards the A site. But Hero has been sharp. Ult comes in, should clear towards at least Pillar. Both seen, and actually, hold on.
It catches 2.
That's a problem here. It's only Alpha who could do anything about this. So the flash to buy a little bit of time, and Tenz going hunting. He wants in. Stunned up, forced to respect. They're trying to close down, but they can't get to them. Fnatic hold the line! And they hold the scoreline. Taking the lead here. Boaster knowing what he's done on this half. It's a big...
More than others, but side of Sentinels, some of you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up now. Contacting with the knife. Sees if anyone's close by.
Oh,
but here's the counter push.
The disrespect from Durka to go head first for that. Zekken is going to quell that and punish him for the disrespect, but he claims Sarsi's life. It makes it trickier now to get towards this B site.
4-4, a little bit of a pause, but Sentinel still trying to get out of the site. There's nothing really to stop them from getting out here. Hero on an off angle.
But if Alpha gets the contact, as Hero then swing, it looked like that was the intention. They should notice position here. The flash is fantastic, forcing him deeper. Zekken trying to springboard forward, looks for another victim to fell. It's Tens though to get Alpha, so that does remove some of the pressure from Market. Zekken kicking it up a gear. Now just on Boaster in the 1v2. Pain Shell in play still for Zekken. Boaster to walk back in, and Zekken looking lethal. The timing, it's right. Sentinel.
Yes, this should do.
Now this should be the gap close, right? This should be 6. Fnatic should be held here. Just pistols. They've gone for a stack as their starting look over towards A. 4 of them. Maybe John QT, who's got to be aware of that. And so far, playing the timing well.
I always get a little bit nervous when I see 5 players with classics. Like, you need to be very confident in either giving up that round or being able to do a miracle with that. It's always when you have like 1 or 2 sheriffs that you're like, nah.
Cage triggered.
Fnatic trying to just get some economic damage. Search out where John QT is trying to fall back to. John QT realizes he's being hunted right now. He's like, I'm going to try to take you on a wild goose chase because right now, if Fnatic move away from that spike, they need to die to that at the end of the round here.
This is smart. This is really smart from John QT. I think Hero knows that he has to kind of fall back towards that B side. Looking like he wants to try and approach through Market, or at least go out that way. Okay.
Zelsys next.
I mean, how much can they really cost him here? I'm looking at... It's really, yeah, Zelsys who's on the chopping block. Ten's going to take away Hero. Zelsys going to be really careful. Yeah, keeps cool, but he's got an army flooding him. That is a valuable weapon dropped.
Here.
What is this mid stack? Look at that from Fnatic. 3 players there.
Firing squad.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to get ready. And Sarsi had the timing right. Still took down Hero.
But that's Hero out. He normally plays B. That might tell Sentinels it's an A retake. The knife info as well.
That's pretty big though, finding 2 players there.
But not in a position to capitalize off of it. Right now, Sentinels is grouping back towards B. Fnatic want to do that re-clear on middle. They already have that drone out, clearing everything. They see Tens. If Tens went down there, that would have been huge. The smoke's gone, would make this post plant so difficult to defend against. But Fnatic haven't found out exactly where to go yet. They're playing that retake. 4 on 4. They have their smoke still.
So they've conceded the B site control. They've given that over towards Sentinels. You see Zekken on guard duty, basically rocket in hand, ready. Not going to get anything for it. As Fnatic starting to flood back in through Market. One splitting off his Boaster. Still going to have util in the backlines from John QT to deny that being a comfortable position to pressure from. How are you meant to dissuade the players on the site? You can't! When Tens does that! Back-to-back brilliance from the man. Chronicle and Durka brought to their knees. Boaster and Alpha, options have gone.
They just need a save now. They realize Sentinels, their money was so low. Maybe doing a little bit of economic damage here to keep their money low. But I'm looking at it right now. 3,400, 26, 2,400. Their money's actually in a really decent spot at the moment.
Yeah, they're fine with that. John QT. Zekken looking for the player. Trying to heat up a bit here there. That was some beautiful shots for him. The only one to retain the rifle for Fnatic is Durka. Sentinels should, and I say should lightly, because there are a couple of sheriffs out. You know, this is a little bit more of a defensive round.
The dart stun combo.
I think, Zekken caught just drifting through. Tens remains alive for now, but he's lucky, if anything. And the punishment, the control on B main is kept in the hands of Fnatic. These weapons aren't easy to get hands on, but Zelsys trying to take the challenge. He's got Sassy behind him, and a quick swing. Zelsys beheading Durka, trying to defend this. Police those weapons lost.
4 versus 3 in favor of Fnatic on their eco round here, and John QT trying to search out this A area, get a little bit of information here.
Oh, he's seen a lot in middle there, though. Not sure if he saw 2, maybe even 3.
Camera gets taken out, but the defender camera at B main, ready to just figure out what's going on here if they need to go for the retake. Searching out John QT, though, yeah.
Look at Hero's position. He knows there's a chance of this. A was left completely open. Hero taking a couple of glances towards it, over towards that spawn side. can see Sentinels are cautious in approach. They don't quite know where Fnatic have gone, and this flank is on the way. So a flank's on a flank pretty much here. You got to expect the timing to be right from John QT.
Hero knows.
Gonna know at least one. He now knows there's two, but the trade is there for Alpha.
Hero.
This can get turned on its head. Hero reads it well, and now Zelsis in a 1v3. It's only Sheriffs, but how much can one man do? He's got a player to the right, one to the left. The defuse will be beginning in about a second. You take your eye off the prize, they'll punish you for it. Another opportunity. Two for Zelsis, maybe a third. No, Hero makes his appearance known. Definitely hasn't settled. It's up in the air, 7-9.
As soon as Fnatic gets that win off that 4B gamble stack, they switch it up. They're in a 4A gamble stack. They got the camera and the trips on Boaster on A, but we haven't seen the side from them yet before. Chronicle also has that Hunter's Fury, and he could pop this in the back if he wants.
Let's see, Sassi's cleared through. There's no one currently in market. They know the site is absent of players. Plant might be questioned, but for now, they hold the site, and they're staying on the site. Sentinel's not falling back towards B main. They're looking like they want to get in here. Ten's trying to tee him up. Paranoid goes through. Bosa tries to back away, but he's caught. He is absolutely sunk. Zekken leading the charge, and now the rest of Fnatic want to avenge their IGL. You gotta look at the flank here as well, you're right. Zelsis gonna be put on notice, catches him. Notes Durka, Paint Shell goes in and Zelsis leans forward, but it's Durka and Chronicle in unison, dropping bodies. Darcy holding the back from the market, trying to play to the time perfectly, and they're doing everything they can. But a 1v2 for Alpha, he may not have the time for this. I think it's gone, I think it's too late. Back.
Right here.
It is game on. Let's see what Sentinels decide to do this round. Chronicle going to get the information early towards A, but they're going for a bit of a heavier presence towards B. You're looking at Alpha, you're looking at Durka and Hero on the back line by Pillar. And Sentinel's going to go through the protocol list. It's actually going to be a huge investment. Durka takes away Zekken, but how much more can he do? Ten's taking a little bit of splash damage, it looks like. And Saucy going to lose his life. They've invested everything they had to that opening.
Those 2 kills are huge. They need to be able to close this out. John QT, that would have been a huge find if he was able to get it on Boaster. But 3 players from Sentinels coming over to this A-side. Boaster is all alone. He needs to find a way to get out. He needs to live. His teammates are so far away.
Surely it's too late. He can only hold towards that elbow position. John QT trying to close the gap, get a bit closer. Takes a step over. The trap in play, trying to isolate Boaster here. He's been seen, he's been noted, he's buying time. But it takes time. The rotation on the way. And Chronicle right nearby, he might team himself up for the trade. Ten's left out to dry. No one there to back him up until then. 2 big picks. John QT and Zelsis take away the players trying to pressure that plant, but it got into play. So Zelsis and John QT still need to stand together. It is a 2v3. Numbers on towards Fnatic's side. Zelsis feeling the pressure on the site. You can see the crossfire in play here. As best they can. Zelsis going to get the contact from all 3. Can he divide? Can he conquer? Spots them getting closer. He knows it. He hears it. It's John QT to his side. But Durka succeeds. And now John QT on 39 needs to clutch and he can't. Fnatic make it up to 10. I'm telling you now, it's not fine. Oh Lord. It's a rifle with Zekken and a Sheriff with 10s. But why? Why do I feel like this is the one? The curse begins. Let's see what damage they can do all together. 3-2 split towards A. Chronicle stands in his way. Right, big info, flank en route. But if he goes down, the floodgates open. They have a safe cross towards the site, so Wingman probably going to get the plant now.
The early flank is coming out for the defense. And all the smokes are gone for the attackers. They're not going to have another one for about 15 seconds or so.
But this is the man. Zekken, 10s, these 2. Paranoia primed. He gets it right. That's a lot of blind
They have
players.
Care Ultimate as well to stall everything out if they want it.
Paranoia is perfect. Zekken can only get 1 though so far, but Tens falls for it. It's fine. It's a 4v4. Time beginning to tick. The backline pressured. Hero, this should be called out. They've got to know he's here. Zekken waits in the smoke and he strikes. This is the round. Is this how it happens? The curse potentially coming into play, but a 3v3 and Fnatic shut it down. 11 for Fnatic. Defuse is there. That'd be probably the remit of more, I guess, Alpha. And you can already see the adjustment coming from Chronicle 2, so maybe try and keep tabs on that.
I think Durka snuck in here before the camera went up, and John QT will not be the wiser.
Oh, God.
It's all on that trigger discipline to line them all up. 3 spotted at middle.
Big info. Alpha Now under scrutiny, but
Durka!
oh, John QT, the savior of that moment. A missed shot, and now Sentinels start the ball rolling. The B site is open, it's available. Hero trying to hinder. Catching one on the cross, can't land it, John QT does. Setting them up for success. And a plant that he had, and if you're Fnatic, you're pulling the plug, surely. That was perfect from Sen.
A couple of the players on Fnatic have a little bit of cash reserves, but we're also looking at Hero, who's down to 100 credits, so a likely save. They're in the lead. Only one big ultimate used there from Zelsis. They still keep Zekken's Showstopper for another day. And Chronicle, not really involved in some of these fights.
I mean, the pacing Sentinels took through mid, how are you meant to? His owl drone seemed well timed, but by that point, they were in market, basically. He caught, 3 of them moving that way, but by that point, the timing on the crunch, I guess it felt like he was dependent on Durka, pretty much. If he succeeds towards main, maybe they can
He was set up perfectly for it.
And he missed.
He missed. Sometimes
that's
just how it goes.
John QT,
you can have the perfect, you can have the perfect setup, but if you aren't able, it's usually been towards B here.
Cage trigger.
But a little bit of a fake opening towards A. A lot of information given. They have that camera.
Third man.
Yep. And right now, Fnatic is defending towards that A side. They're putting Hero back on B. We haven't seen him towards B defending since maybe even Pistol around this game. He's usually so good at this, getting 2 kills, getting out with his life. But here he backs out, doesn't want to go against these ultimates. But so much space taken, and they're going to keep going. Sentinels, they have that Showstopper. It's still active. The Thrash, they need to recover it.
Now, they're going to know that they've taken over CT space. It's all through market, pretty much. Maybe an eventual flank from Chronicle, but Fnatic have to take some more space back in. They can't just flood through market.
It's going to be hard, though. Sentinels playing forwards. They know this Astral Divide's in play.
Yeah, staying on the site here. Paranoia ready. 10 sends it and then backs. They're just not getting in the door here. Sentinels shutting it in their face. Now it is go time. Zelsis sent to his death. Forced to fight forward. Sarsy now leaning back, but time is ticking. You gotta get a move on here. Sentinel's gonna lap this up, but the trade's in play. Sarsy still stands, as does John QT, and the time is ticking. They are out of time, surely. No more to be done here. No more time to play. Sentinel's running it down to the wire. They needed that the timeout was potentially built for. You've got John QT leading by example. One exceptional IGL, 21-11. Again, conceptually, that fate coming into play, it pulling that third body across. Fnatic too late to the party on B. Absolute maestro of the downfall of Fnatic in that round. However, still in the lead overall. Boaster really pressured in that. And we've got pressure on 2 fronts, really. Oh, but Zelsis deals with Durka. Sends him away and falls off this.
A minute to play with, a 5 versus 4. And a good read, understanding exactly how Fnatic's trying to do this push and pull every time they're trying to take B main and re-aggress into their Sentinels, waiting, ready to punish that. Now another retake potentially for Fnatic, this time in a 4 versus 5.
A little uncomfy there, but all good. Should be able to get the plant now. They're looking at what they've got for the retake. Bulldog.
Spike planted.
Still there for Boaster. SMG for Chronicle.
They have that dart that can smoke off elbow, aftershock out that default box. This is doable for Fnatic. It needs to be perfect though. Boaster trying to take that timing in.
Actually, he's gone in the door. Zekken sends him away though, and now they're struggling, now they're capitulating, now they're falling to pieces. Sentinels coming together when it matters most. 11 potentially now. Destined to be a close game between these two. Chronicle can do nothing really. Yeah, he might find one. But unless they completely leave the site, it means nothing. Take a couple of bodies, sure. Make it hurt. But the real gut punch of it all for Fnatic will be that it's 11-11 Sentinels back in this. And what
again.
But look at the money.
I mean, it's down there.
The money's in the bin for Fnatic. You got Sheriffs, you got SMGs, 2 Sheriffs.
Doesn't matter, I saw them win with Classics.
On the other side, Sentinels strength after strength here. Zelsis knows, he's baiting this out. It's so well done. Sentinels, again, correct read, finger on the pulse.
Cage trigger.
Alpha still has that rolling thunder, and if they do this 3-man flank all the way through, they can actually catch Sentinels in a really precarious position here. And like backing all the way out, holding from a passive spawn angle, waiting for Sentinels to extend all the way through. But still, I look at, you're right, the Sheriffs, the Spectre, not the greatest weapons. It's all on Dirk and Alpha to find these big openings. Showstopper already wasted. Sentinels looking for that opportunity to jab through the smoke. Counter util ready. That's Alpha affected. No stun, no flash. The time is ticking.
Fnatic running this incredibly low. Again, the ult. Okay, it's going to be down to the wire, but 10's unaffected. Maybe his moment to shine, but forced away. 24 HP, he leans forward, and he just brushes his shoulders. What? He still gets a body for the time. Keep in mind the clock is ticking, and it's ticking fast. John QT forced away. Zelsis fights back. It's Sentinel. Down to the wire. OT on map 1 in the hands of Sentinels.
Right here.
Chronicle with the ult.
Take flight.
On the other side, 10 still has his, but nowhere near as influential in the Owl drone. Does it catch a pixel? Absolutely not. Not going to see what he wants this time.
Not ready yet.
It's a very early reclear. And if he's alone here, it's going to be dangerous for him to pop out. Oh, he's just going to do a blind.
Oh my god, it could be devastating, but he doesn't catch.
No.
Just about
Just
caught
attack.
second. How much does that tell them? And then it falls into the one man's hands who could be the threat, who could be the downfall. How diligent are they? It doesn't matter, he still gets one.
Big shot.
Oh, Chronicle, where was that?
A.
Out of nowhere, catching Sassy on the shock dart. And suddenly, they're left in pieces, fractured on the way forward. Tens, John QT and Zelsis, you talk about impact players. You got them in this, though.
I'm looking at Tenz's ultimate. On a round like this is where you want to try to find your footing into a site and pop that ultimate if you need it back out. Right now, Zelsis is trying to figure out how he can disrupt this retake, the rotations, but deciding to move together here. John QT versus Hero is going to be a big duel towards B, but it's a defense on market. They don't care about the site.
The first fight, 10's trying to lead the fray. John QT, 10's back-to-back impact. TP to the site, plant up next, and suddenly the record is flipped. And now you're down to Alpha and Chronicle. Again, impact sure, but in a moment like this, can you pull it through? Zelsis hops away, keeps himself alive. Information aplenty, they now know what they're up against. And Tenz's timing could be heaven sent. But no, they skip around, they go towards site. One towards main, one on pillar, one CT. Hard to find fair fights, and John QT prowling, waiting. Chronicle finds Zelsis, but the time is ticking, and Tens is on the way. The camera comes up, they want to get it towards half. They might just do it, but Tens, the bully of the big boys, afraid of no one, shuts out map 1, 13 to 11.